There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, well, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You got to let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I am only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Yeah, I'm free in the Spirit. I am only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. Yeah, my heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Free in the Spirit. You know I'm only here for God. Y'all sing with me. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Free in the Spirit. I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. And I'm only here for God. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Unity Fort Worth. It's so great to have you all here in person and welcome to those online. Let us rise up now for our first song, Holy, Holy Way.
All right, this is call and response, y'all. I'm going to call. They're going to help y'all respond. I want to hear you. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around
Let me
me.
know that love is all around me.
Good job, guys. It's so great to see everybody here today. This is a time when we can say hello to each other. Hello, hello, hello to you folks online. So glad you're with us today. Please be mindful of people's personal contact choices with their little colored bracelets. And you folks online, we would love for you to make a comment in the Facebook live stream's comment section. We love hearing from you. Indeed. All right, we're going to sing our next song, I Am. I am the mountains, I am the clouds, I am the sky. I am a bird, I am a deer, a butterfly. I am the wonder of the changing of the days. I am the soaring and the loving and the praise. I am, always I am, I am, I am, always I am, I am. I am singing, I am dancing, I am free. I am the dust and now a seed and now a tree. I am the message that is heard by everyone. I am the freedom and the glory of the sun. I am, always I am, I am, I am, always I am, I am. I am the brightly colored pebbles in the sand. I am the power of the healing in your hand. I am the essence burning brightly in your soul. I am united. I am perfect. I am whole. I am the blending of the people everywhere. I am awake. I am alive. I am aware. I am the miracle of living every day. I am the universe, and this is what I say. I am, always I am, I am, I am, always I am, I am, I am. Thank you, God.
So let us move into prayer. So we take this moment to release and let go of the outer world and go within. And as we take this deep breath and relax, we go deep within, where there is a divine urgency, a longing to know beyond what is in this life right now, a longing that pushes forward questions. How do we see the world? How do each of us, as individuals, see ourselves? And what is mine to do? We open the door to possibilities today. What explorations are available as we consider new insights and new ways of walking on this spiritual journey? So we step out, opening and expanding our perceptions to the world of wholeness and healing. We each discover our own unique power. And so it is. Amen.
Let's affirm our first and second principles together. There is only one power and one presence in our lives and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipotence. We are God expressing such inherent goodness. And our mission statement: we teach and live universal truth unconditional love, and abundant life.
Today's absolute word is free. The affirmation is, I synchronize with my divinity. I am free. Let's say it together. I synchronize with my divinity. I am free. Sometimes I feel limited when I don't think I have enough time or money, space, education, or experience. These thoughts can occupy so much of my mind that I begin to think limitation is the truth of life. The greater truth is that I am free and that my divinity is unlimited. When I am more consciously synchronized with my intrinsic divinity, I am free to express all the love, wisdom, and strength I can. What joy, liberation, and relief it is to know that my humanity and my divinity are inseparable. If I believe any circumstance in my life or any past action is obstructing or delaying my spiritual progress, I now release that belief. I am free and unlimited by embracing and living from my divinity, the Christ within. Today's scripture verse is from Acts chapter 17, verse 28. In him we live and move and have our being. The affirmation again is, I synchronize with my divinity and I am free. Together? I synchronize with my divinity and I am free.
This week's flowers are from Jennifer Dyer in loving memory of her mother, Gwendolyn Dyer, and from Roma Fuller in celebration of the So-and-Sos. Come join us after service for our Sunflower Festival in the Fellowship Hall. There's a chance to partake in some fun activities, connect with each other, and talk about the book, This Life is Yours. Follow the sunflowers after the service, grab something to eat, and get to know someone new. And that's all for the announcements today. Now let's enjoy some more music brought to you by our music team.
bound for glory. Tell your story. Roll that truth round in your head. We're all bound for glory, and we ain't getting out of this bed. Start from struggling on. Yesterday's dead and gone. And I feel I'm bound for glory, dreaming in a cowboy song. Feel I'm bound for glory. Oh, can you feel it? Bound for glory. Can you feel it? Glory bound. Can you feel it? Bound for glory. Oh, glory. Can you feel it? Bound for glory. Can you feel it? Glory bound. Can you feel it? Bound for glory. Oh, can you feel it? Oh, Lord, can you feel it? Glory Oh, can you feel it? Oh, Lord, can you feel it? Lord, can you feel it? Glory bound.
Here as we start our second week with our new fall program. And the name of the book is This Life Is Yours by Linda Martella Whitsitt and her daughter, Alicia Whitsitt. And I like to call them the Whitsitt ladies, just to make it easy. So it was interesting because as I actually started my year, 2021, one of the things that I really wanted to explore in my own life was wholeness. Wholeness. How do we move into, how do we claim wholeness in our lives? And how do we move into healing? And what are the steps? All of that was kind of churning at the beginning of this year for me, and I was so excited then to find this book, which is, so the subtitle is what really turns me on, let me just say, Discover Your Power, Claim Your Wholeness, and Heal Your Life. So I hope that you will take advantage of just getting to know this amazing book and jump into the opportunity. Am I not talking well?
Yeah, well, I just
Yeah.
can't hear it. I'll change the battery.
Okay, battery went out. So while he's doing that, we'll just move on, right? So just taking the opportunity to get into our study groups, get into the book, just to be able to connect with others about some of these concepts. And there is nothing like, thank you. Okay, so there is nothing like getting with other people and discussing, connecting, sharing experiences about spiritual concepts. It's so great to be able to hear how other people see it and then let them hear how you see it. That is such a great opportunity. So I hope that you will find your way to a study group or at least to the book and begin to reconnect with that. I think we're almost there. Okay. Put that to the side. Put this in the right place. All right, there I am. So, so one of the great things about if you go onto our website, we have a guide. And I don't know whether, I'm going to let me find my other piece of equipment here. Oh, there it is to find this guide on the website because it is pretty helpful as you're going through the book. And it gives you each chapter is a page, and it just gives you cues, questions, thoughts, ways of thinking, things that you might not have thought of, and helps you kind of look through it. And I hope that it is a great resource, a great tool for you to use as you move through the book. So I wanted to show you that. And then the other thing today is that we have a sunflower festival after our service. So after we get done here, move on back, have a few snacks, something to drink, and move with us through a little fun sunflower activity garden area where we just talk about some of the spiritual concepts, do as you like, kind of move together, connect with somebody else maybe about something that you like about the book, and it's about chapters 1 and 2. So don't have to use that as my mic. I realized I was doing that. What can I say? So in the guide, we talked about an intention. And so I'm going to move on. There we are. There is an intention that goes throughout the whole fall program. And so I'd like to give you a chance to kind of look at that intention and let us just read it together. There is a divine urgency that is within each of us, knocking at the door and waiting for us to open. We open the door, realizing the amazing power of our minds that enables us to choose wholeness as our true identity. So I kind of like to explore doors. To me, doors are something that is, what is it that's right behind that door? Seems like it's kind of like a mysterious door that is maybe a portal. You know, in books sometimes and in shows and movies, you kind of see that in castles and in mansions. There are those hidden doors that, like, if you go into the bookstore and you pull out a certain book, all of a sudden there's this hidden door that opens up. Or in the story of Narnia, there's like the little girl goes into the wardrobe and closes the wardrobe doors, and then she backs up through the coats, and then all of a sudden she turns around and goes through this portal. So now she's in this whole different, amazing world of Narnia. So there's just something in my imagination that just is like doors. There's something about going up to a door that is the unknown. What is behind the door? And to be able to actually go behind a door, go to a door and open it that you don't know what could be there in that mysterious mansion or castle, you'd have to be curious, right? And courageous. You never know what it could come out of there. So, you know, one of the things that I truly want to think about when I think of going through that door is, am I sitting back in my life in complacency, just self-satisfaction, kind of not wanting to do much? It's all okay. I'm just going to sit back here. Or am I going to step up and actually grab the doorknob, consider walking or pushing it open and seeing what's behind the door? So, in your own life, where are you? Are you tend right now to feeling that little complacency, or are you ready to jump out there? Well, the Whitsitt ladies talk about that they're in chapter 2 of This Is Your Life. They talk about this mindset of insufficiency. And they say that we tend to think of healing as something that has gone wrong that needs to be righted. Something is missing that needs to be found. Something is broken that needs to be fixed. So is that how you see healing? Is getting fixed? This mindset dominates our culture and our consciousness. I can bet you right now, if I handed you a piece of paper and a pen, that you could fill it up with all of your insufficiencies, the people you live with, their insufficiencies, all your friends' insufficiencies, the people you work with, their insufficiencies, and that doesn't even count the world, the government, the healthcare system, education, and the climate change, or not climate change. Whichever. Insufficiencies is what we think about. It's what's going on. It's how we programmed our brain, is to be in insufficiencies. And that is one of the things that the Whitsitt ladies were talking about, the mindset of insufficiencies. So, once upon a time, there was a man named Raymond who was a complainer, a big complainer. Know anybody like that? And his wife worked all day. And as she went through the day, all he did was complain, complain, complain. She worked hard, and no matter what, all she heard is whining, negativity. It was a constant experience. So one day he gets up and he goes, I'm going to go to the creek with the mule. So he takes the mule and he goes down to the creek, and all the way there he's complaining, complaining, complaining. He complains about what's going on in the world. He complains about going down the path. He complains about the mule over and over and over again. And then the mule had it. So he kicked him and he kicked him. That mule is going after him. He kicks him and he kicks him and he kills him. And so at the funeral, the minister is watching as all the community comes by the wife. And he notices from afar that every man that comes by the wife is nodding her head, saying yes. But every woman who comes by, he shakes his head, no. Or she shakes his head, no. So the minister's like very curious. I wonder what's going on. So after everything, everybody leaves, he connects back with her, and he says, so what's going on? All the men you were nodding your head to, and all the women you were shaking, what was going on? She goes, oh, the men were asking me so thoughtfully, are you all right? Are you okay? She was going, yeah, I'm good, I'm okay. And then the women, they came by, and they said, are you going to sail the mule? So, here we are, looking at our lives. Are we in that state, in that connection of insufficiency, where we are the victim and we give our power away to someone else or something else or everything else? Do we choose insufficiency in our own lives? Do we choose to be a victim to the environment, whatever's going on in life? Whenever you make someone else the bad guy, you're in victimhood. So what is going on? Why do we have all these challenges in our lives? Why are we in the midst of hardships, difficulties? What is going on with all of that? So I kind of think of it as if when we're in the mindset of insufficiency, it's like we have a window in front of us, and it's a dark gray that we're looking out. And so everything is marred by that color. And we're coming from this lower level of frequency. So the Whitsitt ladies, our authors, tell us that there is a value in questioning. What am I missing in my life? How do I need to see? What are the hardships and the challenges manifesting? Why are they there? What are they there for us? And how do I see? How am I seeing the world, the other people in my life, my relationships? So let's go back to our next slide, which is, let's see if yeah, that's it. Good, thank you. This is our first and second principle. And I know we say this every single day, and it gets to the point where we're rote. But for a moment, just listen and think about the words as I say it. There is only one presence and one power in our lives and in the universe. God, goodness, omnipotence. Whoa! You notice the word only. There's the door. Open it. There is only one presence and one power. And when we get that, we can move through that door and we are God expressing such inherent goodness. When we begin to really step in to what this is in our lives, all of a sudden the window clears. And we see beauty. Our divine inheritance is goodness, love, happiness, joy, abundance, health, wholeness. That is our inheritance. So if that's our inheritance, how come you're not going to the bank and pulling it out and using it? So we begin to move into that connection with who we truly are. Jesus says, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Isn't it about time that we go ahead and accept it, receive it, take it in, use it? Claim your power. Discover your wholeness and heal your life. This life is yours. So I have to kind of give you, as the Whitsitt ladies kind of talk about that, as you're kind of thinking about, so going back to our little, do you fix it? If there's something you need to heal, is it broken? Do you need to fix it? Well, think of it as instead of fixing something, instead we step into our power. When you see a little toddler at 10 months begin to stand up and start to begin to walk for the first few times in their steps, and they fall, do you say, oh, I got to fix it? No. You know very well. They have the power to stand and get up and move. Yeah, you just cheer them on. Come on, come on. So that's how we are. When we stand in our power, we have the ability to transform, to transmute, to synchronize to the divinity. And when we do that, when we synchronize, then we're free. So when I got ready to do this talk, I hadn't been up here in 2 years. And guess what? I stepped into my insufficiencies. Oh my gosh, I have to do that. Oh my gosh. And, I have this tendency to have difficulties with retrieving words. And oh my gosh, now we have cameras and the internet. Who else is going to be looking? Much less the stress of just people looking at you. All of that, insufficiency. And I promise you, when we are standing in our insufficiency and we know that we should go forward, it's uncomfortable. When you know that you have to step in, claim power, it's uncomfortable. No wonder people step back and go, I want to go through that door. But guess what? It is our divine inheritance to step forward. That door is ready for us to open. And that's the power, that's the inheritance that each of us has. So, took a few days claiming my good, giving me strategies to help me, rehearsing, thinking through it, and thinking about how it would feel if I was successful. See, that's a big key. The amazing energy that you can draw up within your own body and mind and emotions to feel successful, to feel confident. That's how you claim your power. So really, our insufficiencies can be this little ding, 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 wake-up call. Denise, come on. I know it's uncomfortable, but you can do it, right? And that is the wake-up call of divine, the divine urgency stepping you through the door. So I have to go with thinking about Myrtle Fillmore. So for those of you who are new to Unity or don't know about Myrtle Fillmore's example and her story, she and her husband are founders of Unity. And in the 1880s, Myrtle was diagnosed with tuberculosis. And many of her family members had died from it. So it was a huge consciousness of what she was dealing with. And she was on a quest to go forward in her life to find, how do I heal? And so she goes to a lecturer. His name was E.B. Weeks. He was a New Thought leader at that time. And she went into the lecture, and she came out with one phrase, one affirmation, one connection that she walked out of there with. I am a child of God. I do not inherit sickness. So what did she do with that? That's our divine inheritance. That's the kingdom of God that Jesus was talking about. But in each and every one's daily life, what did she do? Well, I want to just let you know what she did with it. Because this is the part that I think is just so helpful. Because it's easier talked about than really lived and applied in your daily life. This story is from the Story of Unity. James Dillett Freeman is the author. And in chapter 5, they have taken Myrtle Fillmore's article from back in the early 1900s from Unity magazine, and they put the story of her healing in it. It's quite long, so I won't be going into all of that. But I'm going to give you a couple of little clips. Life is simply a form of energy, guided and directed in man's body by his intelligence. How do we communicate intelligence? By thinking and talking, of course. Then it flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results. So listen to what she said to it. I told the life in my liver that it was not torpid or inert, but full of vigor and energy. So do you notice what she's doing there? She's putting a denial right next to an affirmation. Liver, you're not torpid or inert. You're full of vigor and energy. And this is my interpretation, but I will almost bet you she didn't say, but full of vigor and energy. No, she put emotion in it because that's the power. I told the life in my stomach that it was not weak or inefficient, but energetic, strong, and intelligent. And so she continues going through all the parts of her body. But I'm going to move down to this next part because I think it's real important. I went to all the life centers in my body and spoke words of truth to them, words of strength and power. I asked their forgiveness for the foolish, ignorant course that I had pursued in the past when I had condemned them and called them weak, inefficient, and diseased. I did not become discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring the words of truth until the organs responded. And neither did I forget to tell them that they were free and in unlimited spirit. Powerful. A powerful practice. So what this is doing is we are reprogramming our minds. Yes, it took her 2 years because she had to reprogram her brain, her mind, her thoughts, her actions, and her body. All of that coming forth brings fruit. So if we can be patient, continuing the work, then the results will happen. So the other thing that is in this chapter 2, that I think is real important is longing. This is that divine urgency. Please go to chapter 2 and read at the end. There's this sweet story about the monk and the teacher. But I want you to just think about that divine urgency. It is continuous in us because we have the inheritance to sit us right into the divine. So this longing that is happening within you is always there asking, what is mine to do? That's part of the questioning. Where am I? What should I do? What should I see? What choices should I be in? And so the part that I kind of think of longing is as if it's a seed in the earth. When you put a seed in the earth to grow, sometimes it comes up in that first season, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's not for another year or two, or sometimes even longer. But what is it that brings up a seed? It's the nutrition in the earth and the water that feeds it, right? So what are you feeding your longing? Myrtle Fillmore fed powerful thoughts. She went to EB Week. She was questing. She was finding those spiritual pieces, finding places where you can think about those spiritual parts and thinking and books and just looking for what do I need? That's the questioning that the Whitsit ladies are asking you to do. So feeding your longing in a way that is of the highest thoughts, the things that you're reading, the things that you're talking about. How are you feeding it? So let's go back to my divine urgency, or my intention. Thank you. There is, and I'm going to let you read it with me. There is a divine urgency that is within each of us, knocking at the door and waiting for us to open. We open the door, realizing the amazing power of our minds that enables us to choose wholeness as our true identity. And so let's take this moment to move into meditation. So what questions are coming in your own mind? Thinking about what are the insufficiencies that I have focused on? And how may I see them differently? Can I wipe off, clean off that dark gray window and see through with the divine light that is mine? But under it all, we know that there is this deep longing, a longing that keeps us from opening or moves us into opening that door. So for a moment, look at the door that's in front of you, that opportunity to go into the unknown, to see in a different perspective. So putting your hand out toward that doorknob, feel the solidness and the smoothness of the doorknob. And then feel it turn. And with a little bit of energy, push it open, just enough to see the light that begins to come through that door. And then as you push that door open, step into the divineness that you are. Knowing that this is your inheritance. Wholeness. Feel it moving in and through your body. The flow of abundance that just flows like a river, spreading in and through you. The spark of happiness and joy. And the healing power of love. As your heart opens, breathing in and through that sweet heart expanding, knowing that you are synchronizing to the divine. So just sitting in this moment, feeling the essence of who you are. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Denise, for reminding us how we can stand in our power each and every day, deciding whether or not to go through that door and just doing it. If you would like to contribute to what we are doing and what we are about, you can do so right now as our ushers come around. We know that many of you have already given online, so feel free to place your hand over the basket to bless our offerings. If you would like to give today, feel free to do so in any way you choose. Let us bless our offerings in our community together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
They say everything can be replaced,
Brother Colton. I'd like to thank the rest of the band today, too. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
It's been such a blessing to have you all here with us today. Remember to join us in Fellowship Hall for the Sunflower Festival. Just follow the sunflowers down the hall. Stay safe, be well, and have a wonderful week. Please rise to sing our peace song, followed by the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever God, our God is, and I am.